pretty sweet. They're like super old school.
Hey guys!
Hey y'all! Hey y'all!
We have taken the work truck. It's a bakkie. If you're in South Africa, it's a frickin' bakkie.
Everyone in the world calls it a truck except South Africa.
Maybe
so
an
I think they're probably right.
SUV,
We're probably wrong.
I don't know. But it's a bakkie to us and we took it. We have no idea where we're going. We're just exploring the town for like one of the last times. So
we just like go around, we come across a traffic circle and we're going to turn left and make it up as we go along. So I hope we know how to get back when we're done.
peace.
Hey guys. Across this little beauty, so
An abandoned pier.
yeah, there's like no one here. There's like fishing boats over there. It's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, so we spend the day here, or at least a couple hours, and then I don't know what we got planned for the rest of the day.
Make some noodles and lunch. It's our last set of off days before we move on, which is crazy. We have 5 more days of work here, and then we are on to JB. We've loved being here, but I think I'm also really excited for some city vibes. It's been super beachy for 5 weeks and we're really grateful, but it's time for the city.
It's the team back in the vlog.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are in Singapore for the day.
But duty free duo, you didn't tell us you were going to Singapore. That's people asking us while we're in Singapore.
So it was a very spontaneous little trip to Singapore. We figured out we were in Johor Bahru, which is like a 5-minute bus or 5-minute train to Singapore. So we were like, well, let's just go check out Singapore for the day. So we're cruising around at the moment.
Making our way to our first, look, it's there in the distance. Our first, what do you call it?
Landmark.
Hi Gabby, welcome to English.
So we've just had lunch at Sideways Cafe.
Delicious.
Flipping amazing.
We met the owner Pav while we were in Desaru like 2 weeks ago. And he was like, I've got a restaurant in Singapore. And we were like, what? We're going to try go to Singapore. And he was like, come have a meal. And it was so delicious.
It was rad, yeah. It was really, really awesome.
For the first
Incredible
time in a while.
coffee. Now we're just going to walk around, see what we can see what we can explore.
Jam pack it into like an 8-hour day and then try and mission the buses back, guys. If you're going to cross from Malaysia to Singapore, just make sure you have Singapore dollars on you, because we didn't, and then we have to ask a random stranger to exchange money with us. Get a SIM card, because it's a whole other country and our Malaysian one isn't working. Or find Wi-Fi straight away. It's been quite a mission of the first morning part of the day.
It was a bit of a dog show, but we're here, going to go and explore. So we'll let you know what we find. So we're at Legoland today.
I'm feeling overwhelmed. This is the start of the day, so maybe it's going to get better, but we're just surrounded by children and we just had to endure a show where they sang the Everything is Awesome song from the Lego movie. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team.
You are so disappointing.
We were told that we had to get here like just before 10, and then we got here and there's like this massive queue, and apparently it only opens at 10, so we're like, oh, okay, it's not too bad. So we got in and like we sat in the line for a while. We eventually got through and they kind of still had the park closed off, and everybody gathered around the stage and they just had like all the characters and everything. It was just so weird because they were like the only other people that were around us were either older, like a lot older than us, and they had like a bunch of kids, or a lot younger than us and they were like totally into it, and we were just standing there, we're like, what? Woohoo! It's so weird.
But it's a theme park and we're so excited. There's Miniland behind us.
Miniland. Look at that. Yeah.
Very cool. So we'll take you around.
We're not really like roller coaster people.
I am a roller coaster person.
You've never even been on the Anaconda before because you don't like roller coasters.
I like theme parks.
If we go to a theme park, there's other stuff that I'll do rather than like a roller coaster. But today we decided, we were like, no, we're gonna do the roller coaster. We're just gonna YOLO and do it. There's only one really big one here in the theme park, and we were like, let's do it. So we were on a random ride. Gabs was like going through this castle, and we ended up at a ride, and we were like, oh cool, what is this? And I was sitting on there, like we were both wondering what's going on.
They cleared all of our stuff from us.
Yeah, they cleared
some rides they let you like hold your stuff, so we were like, oh, that's weird.
And there's like kids, like young kids behind us and in front of us, so we're like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? I think we're on like a kids ride here, and we start going through this like little castle vibe, and it's like very slow and boring, and we're like, wow, this is lame, like what have we done? Then we're like, okay cool, we're planning something else, and we're like, cool, after this we'll do the main roller coaster, and then we'll go and do that or whatever. And then all of a sudden the thing just started cruising.
We were like, this is the roller coaster.
We were so unprepared, and we were just like, ah!
It was not a scary roller coaster though, guys. Hardcore theme park fans are gonna laugh at us so badly.
I took a video of it afterwards, and during the video I was looking at it, I was like, geez, that is very lame. But we were like frothing, we were freaking out. Yeah. How's this guy? Check it out.
Hey guys, we are on the river side of Malacca.
Malacca.
So
Lacca.
On the riverside in Malacca, taking a little walk before we head to dinner at 6 p.m. here, but still pretty light because the sun sets after 7. Somehow we have managed to book ourselves into a shoot tomorrow. Don't even ask me how it happened, and everyone at home is gonna laugh at us because it's a bridal shoot.
It's hilarious.
And someone met us 2 days ago and were like, my friend's looking for a couple that are Western, and then they booked us for the shoot, and it's tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be really funny, and wedding dresses and stuff. And if you know us, you know I think we've done more than 5 bridal shoots after our actual wedding, and people like, it's like a standing joke at home. People are like, are you actually kidding? How many more weddings are you gonna have?
So we'll take you around a little bit of Malacca. We're really enjoying it so far. It's quite old, a lot of old architecture and that sort of thing.
Planning to go to the more historic old school part of town in 2 days when we have one more full day and a bit more time.
We'll take you along with us. actually broken, yeah. Just walked up so many steps, and last night we just didn't get any sleep, man. It was just really bad. Like, if anybody knows our struggle from Cape Town, in our flat that we used to live in, there was this person that used to walk around at all hours of the morning, like stomping above us, and we just couldn't sleep. And it was a nightmare, like it was properly traumatic for us. It went on for about a year. We thought we escaped it, but I think a person might have been in Malaysia, in Malacca last night, in the same hotel that we're in. They were just like stomping around until like 2 this morning, so we didn't sleep at all. Gabby phoned reception and asked them to change a room just so she could sleep in another room, and they came and gave her a key. And then she was like, cool, I'm going to sleep in the other room, and I was like, I'm too tired to even move, I'm just going to lie here and wait it out. So we didn't get good sleep last night at all, and then today we've just walked up so many stairs. We've literally been walking up steps almost the whole day. Found a sweet church, pretty old and knackered, but beautiful. I'm just taking a second to find my breath because I'm shattered now, and it's so hot, it's humid, so I'm dying a little, but it's pretty cool. I dig history, so this should be fun.
So we are coming to you live from St. Paul's Church in Malacca, and obviously I've just been reading a bit of history, so correct me if I'm wrong, but also don't. Basically, this church was colonized by the Dutch, and then when people of Malaysia, specifically Malacca, took it back hundreds of years later, they put the gravestones of all the Dutch colonizers on the floor of the church. So basically, when they re-looked at the church and it became like a tourist attraction, they took the tombstones off of the ground and placed them along the sides of the building. So I don't know if you can see the grave plaque behind me, they're basically all over the walls commemorating the Dutch settlers, and it's all written in Afrikaans, so it's like hier onder begraven, which is really funny because we're like, people here are like, what the hell is this language? And we're like, here, does it mean here? So, and what's actually more insane is that Jan van Riebeck's wife, Frau van Riebeck, is buried along with all of the Dutch settlers whose tombstones are lining the wall underneath this building. If you know Justin and I, you know we love stuff about crime, dead bodies, like creepy stuff, and it's like we're walking on Jan van Riebeck's wife and a whole bunch of Dutch settlers' bodies underneath us, which is crazy. But the original grave was moved to Cape Town, shout out, in 1950.
So it has some historic tombstones, but you know, these corpses gotta stay hydrated, huh? Gotta stay hydrated.
How did that even get there through this fence? Organic eco durian farm. We got invited to come check it out, and it's so beautiful. We are getting absolutely chomped by mosquitoes and insects. I don't know if you can see the nets behind me, but basically the durian fruit grow on trees, and then when they're ready for harvest they drop into the nets and get collected. They also have organic free-range chickens and other amazing fruits growing, and bananas. But our main focus today is to come and check out durian and taste them for the first time. It's like a delicacy in Asia, and in some places they can be super pricey, and they've got these insane outer shell like skins, and apparently they can smell really bad, and everyone has different experiences of their taste, so it's going to be really interesting to check them out. Yeah, I think it smells like cheese.
Oh my god. That is insane. Cheers. Wow.
Yum!
It's really creamy actually. It's interesting. It's like a cheese mixed with mango that's also been like smoked.
I like it. It tastes like a cheesy spread, like a sweet cheese.
I don't know how I feel about the texture. It's very slimy.
I like it, it's smooth.
Like it was yesterday. I get up in the morning. I've been trying all night.
Chicken.
Look at that. How's this little admin queen over here?
This is us. Checking in. We have really picked great colours for this backdrop, I just see.
I know,
Blue,
yeah.
blue
the
on
blue.
blue. Checking in from Penang, Georgetown.
So today's actually our last day in Penang. We haven't spent too much time on the island, but it's been really cool. We've really enjoyed Penang. It's been pretty awesome.
Sorry. We just woke up, I'm so tired.
There's a lot of, what's the word? What's it when there's like lots of cultures into one? It's very multicultural. There's a lot of Chinese history, there's a lot of British history, and a lot of Malay history as well, which is really cool. It's like all mixed into one. The beaches are beautiful, the landscape is like amazing. It's like thick, dense jungle. Other place like literally a 10-minute drive, there's like a full-on booming city.
A lot of cool foodie spots, which has been really cool to check out. Street art.
Yeah, so much street art. I mean, look at behind us. It's just, there's street art everywhere.
Amazing. That's a dong. It's us kids. We're about to have our last breakfast.
Yeah.
And then head back to our hotel, zip up our bags, and make our way to the bus. We'll be taking a 5-hour. We hope. You never know here. It could be 8 hours.
So we took a bus from Malacca to Penang, and it was a bit of a nightmare actually, because online it said that it was going to take us 5 hours. And there were other buses that said it was going to take them like 7 hours. So we're like, yeah, sweet, let's do that one.
We must be paying for an express bus.
Yeah, in our heads we're like, okay, it obviously doesn't like stop over at every station or like at all. It's obviously just straight to Penang. And it ended up taking us like 8 hours. So we were pretty shattered by the time we got to the ferry. And then we still had to go on the ferry, which took like another 45 minutes because we had to wait in lines and stuff like that. So that was a bit of a schlep. And then after that, we still had to get on another bus to take us to our actual destination.
17k journey that took us an hour because the guy was stopping every 50 meters.
So Hopefully the bus that we're taking today is not so hectic, but yeah, holding tight.
We're taking a 5-hour bus to Kuala Lumpur. We're super excited because everyone we've come into contact with this whole trip has been like, oh, how was KL? How was KL? Have you been to KL?
Yeah.
We're like, we're saving it for last, so we should be there tonight. And we'll do a little check-in from KL in the next few days. Check. Kuala Lumpur. Right in the center in Malacca Square, which is behind us, which is, as I just read, I'm not the fountain of historical knowledge that may seem, because we read plaques and then we do check-ins and just recite what they say. So the square behind us, Malacca Square, is where Malaysia celebrated independence from British rule in 1957, and they had like a huge celebration, and they put this flag pole up. I don't know if you can see it. Lol, what a trip. It's one of the tallest in the world. And still on the 31st of August in the evening every year, like thousands of people gather in the square to celebrate their independence. So yeah, it's really cool to be here, and there's so many other things. There's a city gallery and a textile museum and like so many beautiful buildings, which is what we're really loving about KL and Malaysia actually, but KL's really showing it as that it's such a multicultural city.
Yeah.
It's been really cool.
There's a cricket stadium behind us, the cricket oval, with a little pavilion over there, which is pretty cool, but nobody plays cricket here,
No.
so it's like,
So it's been around since British rule, which is really
just
cool.
chilling, yeah.
And the main like groups of people that we've realized are in Malaysia is the Malay, the Indian, and the Chinese. So you see all of the influence across everything, food and buildings and architecture and culture and all of that, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Check it later. Babe, what did I just come to you and do?
Kim Kardashian cry, eh?
It was quite a restrained cry compared to the cry that's in my soul right now that I'd like to let out. So we said when we started this that we were going to be really honest and truthful and genuine about our trip and our feelings and stuff.
V-raw
And honest. Sometimes I'll probably be crying on these. So far we have tried to be. There's obviously been days where we've felt frustrated or stressed or down or sad, and we haven't had the mic with us, or we've just expressed it in a moment and didn't record it or didn't bother bringing it up. And it's just been a really stressful 3 or 4 days. And so now we feel like, because it's just a prolonged time of stress, that we should mention it, record it, talk about it, and just be honest and say that this trip is not smooth sailing. It hasn't been easy, and there's been multiple times, especially in the past few days, where we've just wanted to fly home.
I think that we kind of knew that it was going to be difficult and it was going to stretch us and that we were going to do a lot of growing, but what's hard is kind of anticipating what's to come. And when our next trip is looking the way that it does, it's kind of hard to wait until we're there and wait until we're in the situation to assess how it actually is, and not just take what everybody's told us and what our feelings are and what our prejudged ideas are of the country, and stress about those. So at the moment we're in Malaysia, and our next country is the Philippines. There's a lot to go down in the Philippines. We've been told by a bunch of people that it's not necessarily safe. So there's that, which is a little bit scary for us. We tend to think that we come from South Africa, we've lived in Cape Town. There's a lot of dodgy places around there, but we also don't know like how different it is, if it's better, if it's worse, if it's the same, you know, like we don't know what to expect. So that's hard. Along with that is the fact that our travel itinerary is looking like quite a shambles. There's a lot of small islands that we need to get to, and online it doesn't say much about buses. So there's like a bus route.
Much about how to get to them.
Yeah, there will be like a bus route, but then it'll stop at a certain place, but our destination that we need to get to is like another hour away from that, and it doesn't say anything about if there's more buses, if there's tuk-tuks, if there's taxis. It doesn't say anything at all. Some of the other places that we need to get to, it's like 2 ferries and 2 buses and stuff. So
and we have hotels to check into and content to create for these people, so we have to leave like at the back crack of dawn to check in by a certain time. We're creating content for these hotels, so we don't want to disappoint them and arrive late. Some of the areas that our hotels are in are not the safest. There's so much to think about. We have like 3,000 brain tabs open, and we're just concerned for our safety and our finances and our mental health, and like just such long days of travel, and physically like how broken we're gonna be. And I just kind of want to fast forward the whole thing, and Justin is speaking sense and saying like, what's the point of going to Philippines if we're going to be wishing that it was over from the start? Like, it could really surprise us and be like the best place we've been to in the whole trip. And I'm really, really, really praying that he's right.
Yeah, me too. It's hard because we don't really know what to expect. Like, we could get there and it's an absolute dog show, and there's pickpockets everywhere and people that want to steal our phone and whatever. Or we could get there and people could be the most friendly people ever, but we will only find that out once we're there. So for now it's a little bit tricky and it's a little bit hard because our minds just kind of run away with us, and you know, as most people do, you kind of just go to like the worst case scenario. But we just got to keep reminding ourselves that like it might not actually be like that, it might actually be pretty cool, and we won't know until we're there.
We just have to find out as we go, which for me as a human being is my personal idea of hell. He threw me into like a burning lava pit, and then also told me a bunch of stuff that I just had no control over. I'd be like, yep, that's the devil right there. So I guess that's why we go well together, because yin and yang.
Yep.
Peace, guys. Until we see you on the other side in the Philippines, dead or alive.
Chilling in a bus stop while it's raining. Waiting for our bus. That's not our bus, but it's raining so hard. The roads are just drenched. Look at this little drain over here. It's like a river in there. Where's our bus, love?
Where's our bus, love?
Look at this. Look at this. It's a nightmare out here. Oh my gosh. There's our bus. There's our bus. There's our bus.